Hello and welcome to the Learn English Lab. I'm Mike, and I'm so glad to have Sarah here with us today for a deep dive into a book all about supercharging your personal growth through your morning routine.
Hi, Mike. Excited to be here and dig into this topic. I think it's something a lot of people are looking for ways to improve their lives with.
For sure. And the idea at the heart of this book is pretty powerful, right? It's this idea that no matter what your life looks like right now, you've got the power within you to make some serious improvements. It really taps into that human desire we all have to grow and become better versions of ourselves.
Yeah, and so many people get stuck in that same old routine day after day.
Absolutely. So this book is all about breaking out of that rut. It argues that reaching crazy levels of success, happiness, health, and wealth, well, it's not just some pipe dream, it's totally doable. And the journey starts with, believe it or not, how you wake up. The author suggests that making small conscious choices in your morning routine can help you actually become the kind of person who can achieve those big goals you have.
So it's like setting the tone for your whole day right from the start.
Yeah, exactly. And the book lays out three main arguments. First, it says that every single person is worthy and capable of achieving incredible things, like amazing health, wealth, happiness, love, and success. It's all there for the taking.
That's a really strong foundation to start with.
Totally. And the second argument builds on that by saying that if you really want to reach those goals, you can't just wish for them. You got to actively work on yourself every day. Personal development, that's the key. It has to be a consistent effort.
So it's like taking ownership of your own growth.
You got it. And the third big point the book makes is that your morning sets the stage for your entire day. If you have a focused and productive morning, chances are your whole day is going to be more focused and productive. And over time, that leads to a more successful and fulfilling life.
So it's almost like a domino effect. A good morning leads to a good day, which leads to a good life.
Spot on. The book even lists a bunch of potential benefits you could see, like less stress, being better at overcoming challenges, being healthier, getting more done, feeling more grateful, making more money, and even figuring out your life's purpose. And of course, living a life that's more aligned with your vision. It's a lot to unpack, but it's exciting stuff.
Those are some pretty compelling reasons to pay attention to your morning routine.
Right. Now, the book introduces this concept called the Life, S-A-V-E-R-S.
Yeah.
6 practices that are designed to help you, well, live an extraordinary life. It's a life that, statistically speaking, most people just don't get to experience.
Okay, Life, S-A-V-E-R-S. I like it. So tell me more about these practices.
We'll definitely get into those in more detail a little later. But first, let's talk about how the book wraps up. It ends with this 30-day life transformation challenge, which is all about helping you develop the right mindset and habits to achieve lasting success. And a big takeaway here is that who you're becoming, that's the most important thing when it comes to your quality of life now and in the future.
So it's like your internal growth is what drives everything else.
And to illustrate all this, the author shares his own story, which is pretty incredible. Back in 1999, he was in a really bad car accident. Clinically dead for 6 minutes and then 6 days in a coma. He had 11 broken bones, brain damage, and the doctors told him he might never walk again.
Wow, that's a life-changing experience.
It really is. But get this, in the year 2000, despite all that, he had his best sales year ever, ending up number 6 in the entire company. Talk about resilience and determination, right?
That's amazing. It shows you the power of the human spirit, for sure.
Absolutely. So by 2001, he started sharing his story as a motivational speaker, inspiring others with his journey. It's interesting, he was initially intimidated by the idea of writing a whole book, but he found a lot of success in speaking and coaching.
Yeah, it shows you how everyone has different strengths and ways of connecting with people.
Totally. So fast forward to February 2005, and he has this epiphany at a Cutco conference. He realized that even though he'd accomplished a lot, he still wasn't living up to his full potential. So he made a commitment to really go for it for another year.
Those moments of self-reflection can be so powerful, can't they?
They really can. But life has a way of throwing curveballs. And in 2007, he hit a major financial roadblock. A lot of debt, feeling hopeless. It was a tough time. It reminds you that success isn't always a straight line upwards.
Yeah, it's more like a winding path with ups and downs.
Exactly. But then during a run, something clicked. He had this big aha moment about the role of personal development in achieving success. He remembered this quote, "Your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development." It was a real game changer for him.
That quote is so powerful. It really gets to the heart of what this book is all about.
For sure. And at first, he tried incorporating these personal development practices into his evenings, but he found that mornings worked much better for him. There's something about that quiet time before the day gets going that's perfect for self-improvement.
Yeah, mornings can be a really peaceful and focused time.
Right. So he developed this morning routine, which became the basis for the life S.A.V.E.R.S. Silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and journaling. These practices helped him overcome depression and get back on track.
So he actually used these practices himself before writing about them in the book.
Exactly. And one of the key things the book talks about is overcoming mediocrity. But it's not about comparing yourself to others. It's about choosing to stay the same, to not grow. Extraordinary success comes from constantly learning and evolving.
It's like mediocrity is a choice, not a state of being.
That's a great way to put it. The book goes on to discuss some of the most common causes of mediocrity. Things like not having a clear purpose in life, what the author calls isolating incidents, not having accountability, surrounding yourself with negative people, and simply not investing in your personal development.
These are all really important things to be aware of, for sure.
Absolutely. So the book emphasizes the importance of defining your life purpose, even if it's a simple one to start, and living in alignment with it. And it stresses that this purpose can change over time, which I think is really important. You know, the book also mentions this idea that the ultimate purpose for all of us is to become the best versions of ourselves.
That's a powerful idea.
It is. And then there's this concept of isolating incidents, which basically means that we shouldn't underestimate the impact of our choices, even the seemingly small ones. It's about recognizing that who you are becoming is determined by what you do consistently. Your actions, over time, shape your future.
So even seemingly insignificant choices can have a big impact in the long run.
That's the idea. And having accountability is crucial too, especially when it comes to taking action. The book suggests seeking out supportive people and communities, like-minded individuals who can encourage you and keep you on track.
Yeah, having that support system can make a huge difference.
And when it comes to personal development, the book's message is pretty clear. Your success in life is directly linked to how much you invest in your own growth.
It's that inner work that paves the way for outward success.
Exactly. And that's where the Miracle Morning comes in. It's like a blueprint for dedicating time to that crucial personal development work.
So it's a system for putting all these ideas into practice.
Right. Now let's talk about that pesky snooze button. The book compares hitting snooze to choosing to do something you dislike over and over again. Like, why keep doing something that makes you feel bad? And to help you break that snooze habit, the book lays out a 5-step snooze-proof wake-up strategy.
Okay, I'm all ears. Tell me more about this strategy.
Well, the first step is to set your intentions the night before. Decide what you want to accomplish the next day, and visualize yourself waking up feeling energized and ready to go.
So you're setting yourself up for success before you even go to sleep.
Precisely. Step 2 is to put your alarm clock across the room. I know it sounds harsh, but it's super effective.
It definitely forces you to get out of bed.
It does. And once you're up, step 3 is to brush your teeth right away. It gets you moving and helps you wake up.
I can see how that would be helpful. What's next?
Step 4 is to drink a full glass of water. It rehydrates you after a night's sleep and helps kickstart your metabolism.
So it's like you're giving your body a jump start.
You got it. And finally, step 5 is to either get dressed or hop in the shower. Both of those actions signal to your brain that it's time to start the day.
I love that this strategy is so specific and actionable.
It is. And the book also has some bonus tips for waking up, like using affirmations before bed and setting timers for your bedroom lights and heater. Creating the right environment is key.
Yeah, it's all about setting yourself up for success.
Now, here's something really important the book points out. It's the difference between your life situation and your life. Your life situation is all the external stuff, your circumstances. But your life is your internal world, your physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual well-being. And the book argues that your life is what gives you the power to change your life situation.
So it's like your inner state dictates your outer reality.
Exactly. And that brings us back to those life S.A.V.E.R.S. Remember, let's break down each one. The first S is for silence. This is all about creating some quiet time in your morning, maybe through meditation, prayer, reflection, or deep breathing. It's a chance to reduce stress, become more self-aware, and just find some inner peace before the day gets crazy.
Silence can be so powerful, but it's often something we don't make enough time for.
So true. And the book highlights meditation specifically, talking about both guided and individual meditation and all the proven health benefits. Did you know that lots of successful people meditate regularly?
I've heard that. I've been wanting to try it myself, but I'm not sure where to start.
Well, the book offers a really simple breathing technique.
Mm-hmm.
Inhale for 3 seconds, hold for 3, and exhale for 3. It's a great starting point.
Okay, that sounds easy enough. What's the next life S-A-V-E-R?
The A is for affirmations. These are like positive statements you repeat to yourself, and they're super powerful for developing a success mindset. The book even uses an example of a really famous athlete who used affirmations to achieve amazing things.
So it's like you're programming your mind for success.
Yeah. The book explains that affirmations can actually reprogram your subconscious by repeatedly telling yourself who you want to be and what you want to achieve. And there's a 5-step process for creating effective affirmations that the book outlines.
Tell me about that. What are the steps?
It starts with figuring out what you really want deep down. Then you dig into why you want it so badly. Next, you define the person you need to become to make it happen. Step 4 is all about outlining the specific actions you'll take to reach your goal. The book stresses getting really specific about how often you'll do those actions and how much you'll do. And lastly, it suggests incorporating inspiring quotes and philosophies into your affirmations.
Wow, that's a really thorough process.
Right. It makes your affirmations so much more powerful.
What's the next letter?
V stands for visualization. And this is all about mentally rehearsing your goals and the steps you need to take to achieve them. Think of athletes visualizing their perfect game. Or like that story about that famous actor who visualized getting a $10 million check.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. So it's like you're training your mind to see yourself succeeding.
Exactly. And the book gives you 3 easy steps for this morning visualization practice. First, you imagine your big goals in as much detail as possible, using all your senses. Then you fast forward and picture yourself achieving those goals and feeling all those amazing emotions that come with it. And lastly, you visualize yourself becoming the person you need to be to make it all happen. You see yourself taking all the necessary actions and enjoying the process.
That's really interesting. I can see how that would help build confidence and motivation.
Definitely. And up next is the E, which stands for exercise. The book emphasizes how important it is to get your body moving in the morning, even if it's just for a few minutes. Exercise boosts your energy, improves your health, it even makes you feel more confident and focused.
It's like a total win-win. And the book mentions yoga, right?
It does. Yoga is highlighted as a particularly beneficial practice for both your mind and body.
I can see why that would fit in so well with the Miracle Morning philosophy.
It does. All right, now we're on R for reading. And here the book suggests making a commitment to read at least 10 pages of personal development books every day. It points out that if you do that, you'll have read about 18 books in a year, which is pretty amazing. It's all about consistently feeding your mind with new knowledge and perspectives.
That's a lot of books. Do you have any tips for making the most of your reading time?
The book has a couple. One is to read with a specific goal in mind, like what do you want to learn from this book? And the other is to actively engage with a text, like underlining key points or making notes in the margins.
Those are good tips. I need to start doing that more. Okay, so what's the last life S-A-V-E-R?
The final S is for scribing, which basically means journaling. This is where you take some time to write down your thoughts, your feelings, your goals, your dreams, and any lessons you've learned. And the book says that looking back on your past journal entries can actually help you grow faster.
I like the idea of using journaling to track your progress and reflect on your journey.
Me too. And the book talks about different types of journaling, like gratitude journals and those that are more structured with prompts. And it mentions some specific journals too, like the Winner's Journal and the Miracle Morning Journal.
I might have to check those out. Okay, so we've gone through all the life S-A-V-E-R-S. What happens next?
Well, the book acknowledges that committing to a full morning routine right away can feel overwhelming. So it suggests starting with a 6-minute miracle morning.
What's that? I'm intrigued.
It's basically a mini version of the full routine. You spend 1 minute on each of the Life S-A-V-E-R-S practices, so it only takes 6 minutes total. It's a great way to dip your toes in and build momentum.
That's a great idea. It makes it much more approachable.
Now, the book also dives into the challenge of sticking with new habits. We often get stuck in our old ways, and it talks about that popular belief that it takes 21 days to form a habit, suggesting that while it's a good starting point, solidifying a new habit can actually take anywhere from 21 to 30 days, sometimes even longer. The key is to be patient with yourself and keep practicing.
Consistency is so important, isn't it?
It is. And to illustrate this point, the author shares another personal story. Remember how he was told he might never walk again? Well, he actually overcame his fear of running and ended up completing a 52-mile ultramarathon with his friends. It's an incredible example of what's possible when you push past your perceived limitations.
That's so inspiring. It shows you what dedication and commitment can achieve.
Absolutely. And finally, the book has one more powerful suggestion. It recommends sending an email to your friends, family, and colleagues, asking them for honest feedback on areas where you could improve. The book even provides a sample email you can use. It's all about seeking out constructive criticism, even though it can feel a little uncomfortable at times.
Yeah, but that kind of feedback can be so valuable for personal growth.
It really can. So as you can see, this book is packed with insights and strategies for transforming your life through your morning routine. It's all about setting intentions, developing positive habits, and becoming the best version of yourself.
It's a really compelling approach to personal development, that's for sure.
And the best part is, it's all within your reach. This book encourages you, our listener, to explore the power of intentionally starting your day, dedicating time to those life S.A.V.E.R.S, and unlocking your full potential. It's about recognizing that personal development is the foundation for success in all areas of life.
It's like a blueprint for creating a more fulfilling and successful life.
I love that. Well, we hope this deep dive has given you some new ideas to think about and maybe even inspired you to try out some of these practices yourself.
It's been a great discussion, Mike.
Thanks, Sarah. I've really enjoyed our conversation today. And to all our listeners out there, thank you for joining us on the Learn English Lab. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And keep learning.
Until next time.